Drew Brees is hailed as one of NFL's all-time great quarterbacks, yet his journey was anything but smooth. From college doubts and devastating injuries to leading a struggling franchise to a historic Super Bowl win, his story is filled with surprising twists. Born in Austin, Texas, Drew Brees came from a family with a strong athletic and academic background. Despite excelling in multiple sports during high school and posting incredible stats as a quarterback, college scouts overlooked him for being too short and lacking arm strength. An ACL tear during his junior year further dimmed his prospects, but his remarkable senior year reignited interest. Brees chose Purdue, a school embracing the innovative spread offense, a perfect fit for his precision and intelligence. He thrived, breaking records and finishing high in Heisman voting. Yet surprisingly, he fell to the second round in the NFL draft and was picked last in the first round due to concerns about his size and arm. Starting as a backup for the Chargers, Brees won the starting role but had uneven success in early seasons. His 2004 breakout came after intense work refining his mechanics, earning him Comeback Player of the Year and a Pro Bowl nod. However, his future was uncertain as the team eyed other quarterback options. Tragedy struck when Brees severely injured his throwing shoulder. Doctors doubted he'd throw again, and contract talks with the Chargers collapsed due to heavy incentives. With options limited, only the Saints offered a reasonable deal, taking a chance on a player many considered done. Arriving in a city shattered by Hurricane Katrina and a team in despair, Brees immediately transformed the Saints. They went from a 3-13 disaster to making the NFC Championship in his first year. His health fully restored, he led the league in passing yards and narrowly missed MVP honors, signaling he was back at elite level. The pinnacle came in Super Bowl 44, where Brees and the Saints stunned the NFL. Overcoming early deficits, they clinched victory with iconic plays and secured Brees the MVP. Following years saw him shatter records, earn multiple Offensive Player of the Year awards, and consistently dominate the league, redefining greatness at quarterback. Brees continued setting milestones, including tying a single-game touchdown record and surpassing 50,000 passing yards with one team. An exclusive feat, though injuries and team struggles appeared late in his career, he remained a top performer and gracefully retired after a memorable final season, cementing his legacy. Drew Brees' story reminds us that greatness often arises from adversity. Overlooked, injured, and underestimated, he persevered to become a legend, a champion, and a record breaker. His legacy challenges us to rethink limits on talent, on recovery, and on the power of relentless drive. Early life and high school challenges. College career at Purdue and draft day disappointment. Brees chose Purdue, a school embracing the innovative spread offense, a perfect fit for his precision and intelligence. He thrived, breaking records and finishing high in Heisman voting. Yet surprisingly, he fell to the second round in the NFL draft and was picked last in the first round due to concerns about his size and arm. At Purdue, Brees flourished under coach Joe Tiller's system, which was revolutionary for its time. The spread offense allowed him to showcase his elite accuracy and quick decision-making. As a starter, he threw for nearly 12,000 yards, 95 touchdowns, and set multiple Big Ten records. Brees was named the Big Ten Offensive Player of the Year twice and was a top 3 Heisman Trophy finalist. Despite these achievements, his draft stock fell sharply. Teams questioned his arm's strength and durability, due in part to his size and injury history. On draft day, Brees was projected as a mid-first round pick, but slipped to the second round, picked 32nd overall by the San Diego Chargers. This unexpected slide shocked many and marked the beginning of a challenging journey in the NFL. It was a humbling moment for Brees, as he had proven himself on the college field, but was still doubted by NFL scouts. This setback, however, would only fuel his determination to prove his worth at the professional level. Struggles and breakthrough in San Diego. Starting as a backup to Doug Flutie, Drew Brees' early days in San Diego were filled with uncertainty. But an opportunity soon arose when Flutie suffered a concussion in Week 8, giving Brees his first taste of NFL action. He threw for 221 yards and his first career touchdown, but these would be his only snaps as a rookie, a modest beginning for a future star. The following season, Brees won the starting job after a fierce training camp battle, starting all 16 games. The Chargers began promisingly with a 6-1 record at midseason, but their momentum faltered, finishing with a disappointing 8-8. Brees' stats reflected the team's inconsistency, with 3,284 passing yards, 17 touchdowns, and 16 interceptions. Despite flashes of brilliance, it was clear that the young quarterback was still finding his footing. The struggles continued into 2003 as Brees was benched after a rough 1-5 start, replaced once again by Flutie. By week 15, Brees was back in the lineup, but his role remained uncertain amid a rocky quarterback situation. That season, he threw just 11 touchdowns against 15 interceptions, barely surpassing 2,000 passing yards. The Chargers' doubts grew, leading them to draft Eli Manning, despite his clear reluctance to play for San Diego. This complicated matters further, and the infamous draft night trade that sent Manning to the Giants and brought Philip Rivers to the Chargers altered the team's quarterback landscape forever. Rivers, a prototypical quarterback with size and arm strength, captured the team's attention, but his holdout during training camp in 2004 inadvertently gave Brees a crucial chance to shine. Seizing the moment, Brees put in relentless off-season work, refining his throwing mechanics and studying film with an unmatched intensity. This dedication paid off as he delivered the best season of his young career, throwing for 3,159 yards, 27 touchdowns, and a mere 7 interceptions. The Chargers won the AFC West for the first time in a decade, and Brees earned NFL Comeback Player of the Year and his first Pro Bowl selection. Yet, despite this success, the Chargers soon committed to Rivers long-term, leaving the door open for Brees' eventual exit. This San Diego chapter was a crucible for Brees, filled with challenges and fleeting triumphs that set the stage for his legendary comeback. Career-threatening injury and free agency battle. Tragedy struck when Drew Brees severely injured his throwing shoulder, tearing the labrum and rotator cuff in the final game of the 2005 season, while trying to recover a fumble against the Denver Broncos. The injury was so severe that doctors said his shoulder was connected to his body by just a thread, and Dr. James Andrews, the renowned surgeon, warned Brees he might never be able to throw a football again. Despite this grim prognosis, Brees underwent surgery and began the grueling process of rehabilitation. Now a free agent, he faced uncertainty not just about his health, but about his football future. The San Diego Chargers offered Brees a 5-year, $50 million deal, but most of the money was incentive-based, reflecting doubts about his recovery. Negotiations between both sides became tense, with the Chargers eventually removing incentives altogether, effectively reducing the offer. Feeling undervalued, Brees decided to explore options on the open market. Amid weeks of talks with various teams and intensive shoulder rehab, the Miami Dolphins and New Orleans Saints emerged as his main suitors. The Dolphins hesitated due to concerns over the severity of his injury and whether his shoulder would properly heal, leaving the Saints as the only team ready to provide a reasonable offer. New Orleans proposed a 6-year, $60 million contract, including $10 million guaranteed in the first year, the kind of security Brees needed to continue his comeback. This decision would prove pivotal, not just for his career, but for the Saints franchise and the city of New Orleans. Reviving the New Orleans Saints after Katrina. When Drew Brees arrived in New Orleans in 2006, the city was still reeling from the devastating impact of Hurricane Katrina, and the Saints were struggling through one of their worst seasons ever, finishing with a dismal 3-13 record. But Brees' arrival marked more than just a new quarterback. It signaled hope for a city and a franchise desperate for a turnaround. The Saints, displaced from their home stadium, faced not only physical rebuilding, but emotional restoration. With a new coach and Brees at the helm, the team quickly showed signs of life, finishing that season with a much-improved 10-6 record. That remarkable comeback was capped off by reaching the NFC Championship game for the first time in franchise history, a feat that energized the fan base and put New Orleans football back on the map. Although Brees had a tough game in that championship loss to the Chicago Bears, he proved he was capable of leading at the highest level. The following year, fully healthy, Brees threw for 4,418 yards and 26 touchdowns, leading the league in passing yards and earning first-team All-Pro honors. He narrowly missed out on the MVP award, finishing second to his childhood friend and former teammate LaDainian Tomlinson. This period truly marked Brees' emergence as one of the NFL's elite quarterbacks. But more importantly, it was about what Brees represented for New Orleans: resilience and rebirth. In the aftermath of a catastrophic disaster, he became a symbol of strength, determination, and the power of sports to unite and inspire community. The Saints' rise, led by Brees, was about more than just football. It was about restoring pride and hope to a city battered but unbroken. Super Bowl triumph and historic achievements. The pinnacle came in Super Bowl 44, where Drew Brees and the New Orleans Saints stunned the NFL, overcoming early deficits. They clinched victory with iconic plays, and Brees secured the Super Bowl MVP. The Saints faced the Indianapolis Colts, led by Peyton Manning, marking the first Super Bowl between two quarterbacks who threw for over 4,000 yards in the regular season. Despite trailing 10-6 in the first half, the Saints recovered an insane onside kick attempt, which shifted momentum. Brees then led a crucial fourth-quarter drive, converting a two-point play that gave the Saints a 7-point lead, before Tracy Porter sealed the victory with a pick-six that shocked everyone. Brees threw for 288 yards and 2 touchdowns, with no turnovers, describing the outcome as destiny. Holding the Lombardi Trophy, he said he was meant to land in New Orleans with his family, to support the city through football. Following this historic win, Brees didn't slow down. He threw for 5,069 yards in 2008, becoming only the second player in NFL history to surpass 5,000 yards passing in a season, and he took home the Offensive Player of the Year award. Over the years, he shattered multiple records, including setting the NFL record for completion percentage, breaking it multiple times, and tying the record for most touchdown passes in a single game with 7 in 2015. He also became the first quarterback in NFL history to have over 100 games with 300-plus passing yards, surpassing 50,000 passing yards with the Saints, joining an elite club of players with a single team. His consistency was incredible, often eclipsing 4,800 yards in a season like it was routine. Brees' impact extended beyond stats. He revitalized the Saints franchise, brought hope to a recovering city, and forever changed the narrative of what an undersized quarterback could achieve. Later career highlights and farewell. Brees continued setting milestones, including tying a single-game touchdown record, with 7 touchdowns in a wild 52-49 win over the New York Giants, throwing for 505 yards, marking his second career 500-yard game. Over the years, he consistently racked up 4,800 passing yards like it was nothing, pushing him past 50,000 passing yards with the Saints, an elite club of players who achieved that feat with a single team. He was also the first player in NFL history to have over 100 games with 300-plus passing yards, making his consistent excellence undeniable. In 2017, Brees broke his own completion percentage record, ending the year at 72%, and then broke it again in 2018, finishing with an astounding 74%. Yet, that year also ended a remarkable 12-year streak of over 4,000 passing yards, as he fell just shy with 3,992 yards. That season, he led the Saints back to the NFC Championship game, though they ultimately lost to the LA Rams. Despite the loss, he was recognized for another outstanding season, finishing second in the MVP voting for the 4th time, this time behind Patrick Mahomes. In the final 2 years of his career, injuries started to take their toll, with Brees battling a damaging rib injury and an issue with his throwing hand. His final game was poetic, as the Saints lost to Tom Brady's Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the divisional playoffs. After the game, Brees took one last look at the Superdome field, the stadium that had been home for so many years. Standing alongside Brady, the two old rivals shared a quiet moment, watching football with Brady's children nearby. It was a magnificent way to close out an incredible career. Brees endured the worst possible injury, almost lost his starting job to rookie Phillip Rivers. And yet he went on to win it all, writing his name into the record books and the hearts of fans everywhere. Legacy and impact on football. Drew Brees' legacy is far more than just numbers and records. It's about how he transformed the quarterback position and inspired an entire generation. His journey from an overlooked, undersized prospect to becoming one of the greatest players in NFL history redefined what it means to be a successful quarterback. He showed that precision, intelligence, and relentless work ethic could overcome physical limitations, shattering the stereotypes of what an elite passer should look like. Brees' leadership went beyond the field, as he became a beacon of hope and resilience for the city of New Orleans in the aftermath of Hurricane Katrina. His commitment to the community, both during and after his playing career, highlighted a different kind of impact, one rooted in service and dedication. On the field, Brees' influence sparked a shift toward more dynamic, pass-heavy offenses across the league. His mastery of the spread offense helped pave the way for future quarterbacks to thrive in high-volume passing attacks. This transformation changed how teams evaluate and develop talent, emphasizing precision and decision-making over pure arm strength and size. Moreover, Brees set new standards for consistency and durability, achieving a record number of games with over 300 passing yards. His ability to perform at a high level year after year raised the bar for excellence, inspiring players to prioritize preparation and resilience. His impact is also deeply felt in the way he conducted himself as a professional. Known for his humility, work ethic, and sportsmanship, Drew redefined what it meant to be a role model in the NFL. His influence extends to countless young athletes who see his story as proof that determination and heart can conquer difficult odds. In short, Drew Brees did not just leave behind an impressive stat sheet. He changed the game's narrative on what it takes to be great. His legacy is a powerful reminder that success is forged through perseverance, character, and the willingness to rise when others doubt you. Drew Brees' story reminds us that greatness often arises from adversity. Overlooked, injured, and underestimated, he persevered to become a legend, a champion, and a record breaker. His journey challenges us to rethink limits on talent, on recovery, and on the power of relentless drive. From being doubted for his size and strength to almost losing his career to a devastating shoulder injury, Brees defied the odds at every turn. He not only revived a struggling franchise, but also inspired an entire city recovering from disaster. His record-breaking seasons, clutch performances, and unshakable leadership made him a symbol of resilience in the NFL. Beyond the stats and trophies, Brees showed what dedication and heart can achieve, teaching us that obstacles